Hello, what's up guys and boys, how are you? Welcome to another video from our channel. Today we are here to present you with an amazing video about 10 challenges we will face by 2050. Let's go! What are the big challenges we will face in the next few decades? What problems will we have to solve in 30 years? It's impossible to make any accurate predictions, but our channel gives a review of the trends we see today, considering what they can bring about. Here is what, in their opinion, we could expect by 2050. Number 1. Human genetic modification. Debates about the new technology that allows human DNA editing raged among scientists last year. The technology is called CRISPR and is a tool for changing people's DNA in order to eliminate diseases like cancer from the equation. It sounds great, doesn't it? Yet, from an ethical point of view, all this may have its dark side and grow into a vanity-driven project, which creates designer babies by selecting embryos producing babies with a certain level of intelligence and certain physical traits. Although the technology in question is not yet widely used, it's considered to be the current big challenge, promising progress but also greater consequences we need to be prepared for. All this means that ethical issues must be immediately put on the table of each laboratory, university, or corporation who may want to change our DNA. Number 2. Increasingly aging population. We will not only struggle with the fact that the Earth's population will grow significantly, but also that people will live longer, which is great. But all these elderly people will need care. In fact, the number of centenarians will rise more than 50 times, from 500,000 today to over 26 million by 2100. From the UK to Japan and China, societies with a large number of over 65-year-olds will increase. In the next few decades, when this begins to happen, we will have to provide better care for the elderly. Japan is already considering making use of robots and probably policies which allow more immigrants to try and compensate for the aging workforce and, in some cases, even reduce birth rate. Number 3. Lost cities. You don't have to look for many cities like Miami to see how cities are changing in the 21st century. Rising sea levels gradually lead to the disappearance of some of them. Climate change makes us not only more and more frequent witnesses of floods in the streets, but also the changing weather conditions influence the design of the buildings being built. Apart from the construction of more seawalls for coastal defense, the cities now have requirements that all new properties build their first floor higher. And that's not all. If this trend continues, we will have to accept the loss of whole urban areas, islands, and low-lying areas such as Bangladesh. The economic impact on the regions will become greater, and climate refugees will become something that we often come across. With the growth of urban population, pressure on cities is getting stronger. If climate change brings about a mass migration, the existing infrastructure, services, and economics as a whole may turn out to be overloaded to a breaking point. Number 4. Evolution of social networks. Over the last decade, social networks have complicated the way we communicate, and they are not about to walk away since most people get information and news on them. What will social networks look like after 30 years, and what threats can they bring for this period? First of all, a world without private life. It's a problem we are already facing. Besides destroying our sense of anonymity and private life inviolability, social networks bring with themselves cyberbullying-related problems. Many charities and non-profit organizations around the world are mobilized to fight internet trolls. Still, the question remains whether authorities and social networks will manage to deal with it, or the problem will get worse. There is also a problem with our information diet. If fake news continues to dominate, the question remains of how people will see the world from now onward. If everyone spends months, years, and even decades informing themselves only from unreliable sources, this doesn't bode a civilized society and debates. Considering how fast social networks have taken over the world, optimists can conclude that these problems will be resolved soon. In 30 years, we may have to deal with social networking issues we have not even thought of yet. Ultimately, Facebook is only 13 years old. Number 5. New geopolitical tensions. Last year's events led to a complete breakthrough in the already delicate geopolitical balance. This poses a major question mark over global stability in the next few decades. In 2016 and 2017 so far, news was dominated by endless political drama, nurturing the geopolitical minefield and unprecedented geopolitical change, whether we talk about the unpredictability of North Korea, the plight of Syrian refugees, or Britain's desire to leave the European Union. Number 6. Safer car rides. Although rapid urbanization and comments on high-speed trains and science fiction, technologies such as Hyperloop stand at the forefront, cars are not about to become obsolete. In fact, over the next few decades, we will see more and more vehicles on the road. The self-driving vehicles technology will soon take over the industry. Large tech companies and car manufacturers are aggressively struggling to launch autonomous cars in the coming years. However, surveys show that the number of cars, autonomous or not, will grow with a snowball effect. In countries like China, where the middle class is expanding, infrastructure needs and tackling environmental challenges will be a major concern. Number 7. Resource depletion. All new technologies and devices that marked the 21st century require rare metals. For example, a smartphone has over 60 ingredients. This questions the natural resources of the planet. It is estimated that in China, where 90% of all rare earth metals are found, mines will work in the next 2 decades before they are depleted. Good substitutes for these metals are not yet available. Number 8. Creating other worlds. How will space tourism companies assure us that their activity is safe? How will we find ways to send people to Mars and other planets to live there? Today, space tourism may seem like the business of space agencies and billionaires only, but when it becomes available to everyone, new challenges will emerge. Number 9. Enhanced human intellect. It's now common practice to use the stimulants to enhance intellectual abilities, whether coffee or something stronger like Adderall, and most of the developed countries in the world are currently relying on their smartphones as external memory. But let's talk about the future. Imagine medicines that make us think faster and technological implants that help us concentrate beyond normal human abilities. These achievements are already being developed in some laboratories around the world. The questions they raise are several. What will happen to those who cannot afford them? What if they deepen the inequality and allow the rich to become even richer? There are also legal and ethical issues. It's allowed to drink coffee before an exam, but is it allowed to use an implant or a smart drug? All these challenges are yet to develop. Number 10. Artificial intelligence's domination of our lives. Futurist Ray Kurzweil has made many predictions, some inspiring, others really worrying. One of these is the science fiction idea that artificial intelligence will one day be stronger than human intelligence and improve exponentially. This is far from the popular point of view, but few would deny that artificial intelligence will become more powerful. As with the editing of genes, the technological community, together with the one involved in artificial intelligence development, will have to think about the social and ethical consequences of their work, especially in cases where artificial intelligence will shape more and more areas of our lives, from healthcare to financial markets. As for the end of world scenario, honestly speaking, it seems quite unlikely, but that shouldn't overshadow the fact that artificial intelligence is about to change the way the world is functioning. In addition, some AIs may become damaged or get out of control, leading disasters like people deaths or the loss of billions of dollars. Well guys, in this video I've mentioned 10 of the most likely events that could happen to us by the year 2050. Of course, aside from these events, numerous natural phenomena could significantly alter human life by then. By the way, in your opinion, what do you think could be the most catastrophic event that might occur for us until that time? Please support our efforts.